Well, it is a, let's see here, balmy 4 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit here. And unfortunately, my roommate hit a curb with his E90, so the red M3 has to move out of the garage so I can fix the tie rod end on his car. I feel so bad for the S54 right now, but I have to do it. I'm gonna fire her up in below 0 temperatures with 10W60 oil. Poor little guy. I have no doubt she'll fire up. Again, it's not fair how well this car behaves. This feels so dirty. Poor car. Oh, I bought another Fiat too. You guys can see it right up there. 2012 Prima Edition. So the first 500s brought into the country were called Primas, and they're individually numbered. That one's number 398. A limited slip differential working well there. Got a little bit of slip. Poor car. You know what? I've actually got that new Stage 4 Alpha N ECU. I should try that on this car too. Although it is pretty cold. I don't think that's accurate. Pretty sure it's quite a bit colder than that. Ugh, gross. Poor car. Time for the E90. Oh, I was wrong. It's only -1. Oh, that did not sound happy at all. Grody. Poor car. Try not to hit the E30 M3 at the same time. Sorry if the video quality is suffering here, but wow, this thing is hoopa-jooped. In the interest of getting as much heat as I can, probably actually leave this thing running a little bit because I'm going to be working on a tie rod end, which is close to the engine. Wow, it is nasty outside. I do not recommend working on a car when it's this cold unless you can avoid it. Oh, here we are. Just had the heater going for 20 minutes just trying to take the edge off. Poor little tire, I don't know. Oh, nice, not bad. What I'm planning to do is find out how mushroomed this tie rod end is, and then attempt to just lengthen it a little bit, do a really ghetto tape measure alignment just so it doesn't ruin the tires. Well, I got the wheel off, and as you can tell by the new part that I have on the ground, it wasn't the tie rod end. That actually looks pretty good. What it was is the control arm. That is hoopa-jooped. So I'm gonna try to take this bad boy out. We'll see what happens. Try to replace it. So there we have the modified one on the top, and the new one on the bottom. The subframe doesn't look like it got hit too hard. Everything else in the front actually still looks okay, so I'm gonna toss that new control arm in first, and we'll see what happens. Oh, didn't turn the light on. Alright, bud. If you're doing one of these control arms, it's pretty easy. Just push this end in first, bolt it down with the geometry in the loaded position, and then push the control arm down and under to get the ball joint into the knuckle. If you don't do that, you're going to wear out the bushing really quickly. So this is in. Looks like we're actually sitting pretty good on alignment even, so pop the wheel back on and hopefully get the car back out on the street. Well, since we're being so productive, let's try a wheel speed sensor on the Hoonicorn. Oh no. No! Tried the battery connection. Shoot! She's actually dead. So we're taking the car we just fixed. Alright, she's gonna need a second. Oh, she's so close. She's so close. All we need is one little fire. These are like the worst jumper cables in history too. All right. Well, since the garage is a little bit warm, the speedometer stopped working in the almighty Hoonicorn. So, of course, the light's not working again. But the speedometer is controlled by the left rear wheel speed sensor on the E39. And I bought just some cheap China sensors. I bought a full set for the car. It's been having intermittent ASC issues, but the speedometer has fully died. So I'm doing the left one in the back, because that one controls the speedo and might be the primary culprit for all of our issues. But I'll get the light going and show you where it is, how we take it off, and how we redress it. It's a 5mm Allen, pull that out, and then usually I'll use a vice grip to wiggle it out. And you can follow it right up here, and it looks like our jacketing's a little bit screwy. On there, it actually goes back up here, so we'll have to pull the back side of the fender liner as well, which isn't a huge deal. It's just a bunch of these little push clips here, which you pull out with a wire cutter, and then usually a pliers, and a couple of 10s as well. So we don't have to completely remove it from the car, but we will have to at least take it out enough to gain some access. Well, got the old sensor unplugged at least, but she's fighting really hard, unfortunately. So I'm trying to heat up and burn off as much of the plastic as I can, even though it's fiberglass reinforced, so it's pretty stupid. And I don't have a 36 mil socket here to loosen the half shaft and pop that in to give myself a little bit more clearance to push the old sensor out into the hub. Because right now, most of what you see there, that's the new one obviously, most of what you see on the old one is broken off inside the hub, because that's all I got off of it. Pretty terrible. So this sucks. I'm probably going to give up pretty soon until I can get back on a lift. I'm giving up until I can find my 36 millimeter and pop that half shaft out just to get a little more clearance. Just shove all the old goop right through that knuckle. It's just really no way I can finish it tonight. Sitting where it is with the tools I've got. So it lives to not have a speedometer another day. Groovy.